All right, yo, what's up, everybody? It's Nelson K. Johnson here, and today I want to show you how I landed music on every episode of Black Ink Crew. All right, let's go. All right, okay. Actually, almost every episode, but who's counting? Okay, let's go. Okay, so first, what I want to point out is that this album was an album that I did for a music library. Okay, and if you don't know, a music library is definitely where you want to be when you're starting out on your licensing journey. Even if you are a little more advanced in your licensing journey, finding a good library is extremely important, right? So that's why I put together my music library play by play so that you can get started in music libraries right away and you can get started on the right foot. And it's a free download. So finish watching the video and click the link below to get your copy. Okay, so let's get right into it. This album, right, it's a genre blend. Okay, I was going for a comedy type feel on this album, more like dramedy, if you will. And it had dawned on me that you could probably find a lot more success by mixing genres. Now, I'm not the first person to do this, but I came up with, hey, I'm going to create a hip hop dramedy album. And so I started with the basics, and that's what you see here on the screen. So the basics that I started with was just a simple, kind of goofy, quirky type pattern, and I just threw some drums on top of that and the bass line on top of that. Okay, so let's take a listen to how it sounds. All right. Right, super simple, like nothing super extravagant, really simple. I wanted to get my idea across, but again, when you're making music or making beats for sync licensing, like you kind of want to accommodate the dialogue and not really overpower or overshadow it. So I kept it really simple, right? So let's just do this and take a listen to the drums here, right? So again, the drums and the bass line, I kept it super simple. Okay. So look, like nothing major, right? I kept it super simple, all right? So let's go ahead and get it all together and see what we come up with. All right, so let's take a listen to what we come up with all together, okay? I have this here. All right. So after I had the beat all put together, I threw it into Pro Tools. That's my DAW of choice. I threw it into Pro Tools and I arranged it. I added some of my structural strategies in there, risers, edit points, made sure I had this thing, and then the whole nine, right? And so I went back and I started to create more music. And I was struggling at first because I was going back, picking out new sounds, but I said, wait a minute, I have a way better idea. So what I did was I erased everything in here, okay? So I erased everything and I just started over, right? Kept the same sounds, kept everything the same, and I started over. And a good example of that is this right here, right? Go in and I open up another beat, okay? And then we're gonna go through this track. Now I'm inside the track here, okay? And what we have here, again, I'm gonna play this for you. Right? As you notice, it's the same exact elements. I didn't change anything. I switched up how the patterns go. I switched up the key maybe, but nothing about it really changed. Right? So then I just had to get creative all over again, So let's play the whole thing all together with the drums and the little instruments you just heard. Yo, now, and that was like my second track. You know what I mean? And so the benefit that gave me was that I was able to catch on to like, yo, this is how I'm going to make tracks faster, right? And I wanted to put out a 10-track album. And so I said, if I keep the same exact vibe, if I keep the same exact sounds, the same vibe, you know, the same tempos around, then I'll probably have more success in actually landing multiple placements, right? Or back-to-back placements, right? So let's take a listen to another one of the tracks. So I go in, then I created my third track, all right? And that's what this sounds like here. Right? Super simple. Of course, I threw them all into Pro Tools and I arranged them, you know, and I provided about maybe like 3 to 5 versions, maybe 6 of each track. And so that ended up being about 60 tracks, maybe somewhere along there. I'll kind of forget. But overall, the point was I set out and I had a plan. You know, I'm like, if I want to get multiple episode placements, then I have to figure out a way to really, you know, execute that and have that translate. So my thought process was this: if I make one track, okay, with a specific vibe and they like that track, chances are they're going to like the other 9 tracks that I give them if it has a similar vibe. Because when you listen to, especially reality TV, they switch cues like every 30 seconds, right? So if you're able to provide a strong cue and provide strong music, chances are they're going to go right back to you because it sounds dope, but it's also convenient. Okay, it's convenient that you don't have to go through searching for tracks over and over again when you got a whole entire album of music that fits the vibe of the show, that fits the vibe of what you're working on. Okay, so always keep that in mind. And that's how I landed multiple placements on Black Ink Crew. And the dope thing about that was, not only was I able to land multiple placements, it was multiple placements, sometimes back to back. There was one specific episode, I think it might have been episode number 2, that literally the cues came back to back to back to back. I think it was like 4 in a row. And I was just like, yo, that's crazy. You know what I mean? And they played the duration of the cue about a good 30 seconds or more, which was, again, dope. And every time certain characters came on, they would kind of play that track I found. So again, when you're out there and you're creating your music, make sure that you're sticking to a vibe. Right? It's great to do multiple genres, but try to stick to a specific vibe when you're putting out the projects. Try not to bounce around a lot, because the name of the game is really letting your music be the piece that glues the visuals together, right? And you can't really glue things together if a lot of things are like mismatch, you know, with different tempos and different vibes, different colors and things like that. You know, you want to try to stick to a theme, and also think about blending genres, right? You know, it opens up more opportunities for you because they might be looking for something that's hip hop, but they want something that's a little funny. So, hey, we have hip hop dramedy, right? You solve that problem right there, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So, really short video. I wanted to show you guys exactly how I landed multiple placements on the latest season of Black Ink Crew. If you haven't watched it, make sure you go check it out. Super dope show, super dope music, and I will catch y'all on the sync side. All right, peace.